Welcome to the Reformed Stoic Podcast. Have a seat, grab a drink. Here we discuss politics, religion, current events, philosophy, and everything else that matters. Pull up a chair, get cozy. I'm your host, Reformed Stoic. Let's get started. Mic check. Wait, is this the right mic? Should be right. Mic check. Alright. What's up, guys? Man, oh man, what you see is just what you fucking get today. Nothing prepared. No title for the podcast. We're just gonna type fucking news into YouTube. And whatever pops up is what we're going to cover. And however long it goes is how long it's going to go. Really not in the mood to do a podcast, but we're doing it anyway. Oh, there's an echo. That's because both the microphones are on. Awesome. Okay, cool. So is everybody doing all right? Great. Awesome. Hey, let's do the news segment. Let's just fucking get it over with. Woo! It's not the news segment. This is the news segment. You're listening to the Reformed Stoic News segment. Let's go! Okay, mic check, mic check, mic check, right on. So, I'm gonna need to open up a window, because I just haven't even fucking got anything going today. Alright. YouTube, okay. Okay, news. Let's see what's going on with the news. Death toll rises as brutal winter storm brings snow. Oh, man, that sucks. I feel like I don't need to watch any videos about it. He admits to lying about his resume, but he's not a criminal. Putin says Moscow is ready for talks to end the war in Ukraine. Sure, let's get some good news.
For the first time, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow is ready for talks to end the 10-month-long war in Ukraine. But even as he said that, Russia continued its assault on the country, leaving peace a distant hope for now. Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Pope Francis, noting the Ukrainian flags with the crowd in St. Peter's Square Monday, once again asked for peace in the war-torn country. This year, many Ukrainians celebrated Christmas Sunday, December 25th, though they're used to celebrating January 7th, Christmas Day for the Russian Orthodox Church. Monday, Russia said it struck down a Ukrainian drone approaching an airbase deep inside Russian territory. Moscow claims 3 military people died from falling debris. And while Russian attacks on Ukraine continue, President Vladimir Putin said in a state television interview he's ready for talks to end the 10-month-long war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told U.S. lawmakers last week that there can be no compromise as long as Russia occupies any part of Ukraine. Congress responded with an additional $45 billion in aid for Ukraine. The U.S. is also sending Ukraine a Patriot missile air defense system. to help in the ongoing fight against Russia and as a symbol of ongoing support. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Yeah, the Pope's a traitor, dude. Everything about the Pope is horseshit. Vatican I is horseshit. Okay, moving on. Yeah, we're just going to try it like this today, guys. We're just not really going to give a shit. And we're just going to watch whatever the fuck. Excuse my language. North Korean drones enter South Korean airspace. Okay. Migrants dropped off near Kamala Harris's home in Washington, D.C. Ha, this is always funny.
Tonight, the Biden administration is accusing Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott of endangering lives in the name of politics. 3 buses of migrants traveled from Texas and were left in the bitter cold outside the vice president's official residence. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has more tonight from the White House.
More than 100 migrants from Texas, including children, were dropped outside the vice president's residence in sub-freezing temperatures on Christmas Eve. Humanitarian groups gave them blankets, warm clothes, food, and shelter.
The governor of Texas is not giving any sort of communication with your group.
Absolutely nothing.
Tatiana Laborde says her migrant aid group was alerted by other nonprofits in Texas on Friday afternoon that the buses would arrive in Washington on Sunday. They came a day earlier.
There is a way to do what Texas is doing in a way that preserves that humanity, providing them with warm meals, letting us know when the buses are coming ahead of time.
The White House called the move by Governor Greg Abbott a cruel, dangerous, and shameful stunt. A spokesperson for the governor called the administration hypocrites whose immigration policies have overwhelmed Texas border towns. In El Paso, desperate migrants have been sleeping on the streets, braving uncharacteristically cold temperatures.
There are babies in the streets. There are babies. There are little kids here. There are all kinds of people here.
El Paso extended an emergency declaration over the weekend as it struggles to accommodate the growing migrant population, while the U.S. immigration system is being overwhelmed. Amid all that uncertainty,
We just go 1 week or 1 day at a time and giving our best to be ready.
The Biden administration moved to end Title 42, which allows border officials to deny asylum seekers. But that policy remains in place as the Supreme Court considers a lawsuit from Republican governors. And that decision could come any day. Jerika?
Caitlin Huey-Burns at the White House. Thank you.
Oh, white people are going extinct, dude. That's all I'll say about that. How do people die in a snowstorm? That's brutal, dude. Car crashes, suffocating to death in snow. Somebody said there was looting happening somewhere. Neighbors describe overhearing murder-suicide at Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall. Oh, shit. Anybody else spurging out about the manosphere? Nine months ago. Okay, we already saw that one. Why the far right are so weird about sex. Apparently, we already saw that one. Caught in the snow while looting. Oh, shit. Well, I don't know about that. The racist conspiracy theory conservatives are helping spread. Okay. News. Incel. What's the latest with incel shit? Incel plot. Experts on incel theory in Idaho murders. Experts. Everybody's the experts. This person's an expert. That person's an expert. I guess we'll just take your word for it, huh? Incels are targeting the next generation of extremists online. Anybody else kind of feel like life has just stopped? Like, what is all this shit? I feel like this is all nothing burgers. Is there a something burger out there? News. Biden. What's up with Biden? It's a failure of the Biden administration. Looking back on President Biden's wins and losses. Let's spread a little kindness. Oh, Biden delivers a Christmas message. Wow. And just when I said there was no real news happening. Anybody got a good rant on, like, hating the holidays? Hating Christmas? Who hates Christmas? Let's go. Why I hate Christmas. 5 reasons I hate Christmas, and you should too. I hate Christmas. Let's see why this guy hates Christmas.
I fucking hate Christmas.
Let's go.
That godforsaken holiday. The worst holiday of anyone else, or compared to any of the other ones, is just absolute dog shit. That holiday has been nothing but totally and completely ruined and wrecked, and now is just commercialized to the fullest extent. It's sickening. That holiday for the longest time has been nothing about getting. What more can I get? What more can I receive? What more do I want that I always will get?
This guy looks like Chicken Andy. Is like somebody gave Chicken Andy a fucking thunderstone or something. Somebody gave Chicken Andy like a thunderstone, and this is his evolution.
And sadly, most people always get what they want, no matter who they are, no matter their age. But it's so much worse when a little kid gets a shit ton of gaming consoles and video games. Like when I was a little kid growing up and used to love and enjoy that holiday, the music and everything about it, all I got was toys, which was fine, because I didn't really care for materialistic things back then in the good old days. The best time of my entire life. I didn't care about that stuff at all. And I think it's fine to, or honestly, I think it's good enough to get a kid toys, perhaps movies at the most, clothes, books, comics, and shit like that. But nothing more. Because that is just outrageously spoiling them rotten when either you as parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles get them fucking gaming consoles, video games, and laptops and desktops and mobile devices, whether that being cell phone, iPod, iPad, or a tablet of made by another company. It's not helping them. It's just going to turn them into a brat who is going to do nothing but take that to their advantage to not only be a brat, but also brag about everything that they ever got for either their birthdays or especially Christmas at school. When Christmas break is over and through, as soon as they go back, what are they going to do? Brag about everything they got at Christmas on December 25.
Yeah, bro. I mean, supposedly Jesus' birthday has been turned into like the capitalist holiday. It's time to buy a bunch of new shit for everybody. All right, whatever. This guy's boring. Is there anything fucking interesting to watch videos about, dude? Like, I kind of feel like everything's boring as shit. You know what I mean? News. Terrorism. Terrorist bomb attack in Istanbul. Al-Shabaab. Russia state-sponsored terrorism. New York City witnesses deadliest terrorist attack since 9/11. Oh, that was 5 years ago. The replacement conspiracy. Department of Homeland Security issues national terrorism advisory as threats continue to rise. 6 months ago, sure. Let's see what's up with this.
Today marks 2 weeks since the gunman walked into that school and killed 21 people, 19 of them children. Now there is growing alarm about the potential for more of these types of attacks. NBC News correspondent Guad Venegas joins us now live from Uvalde. Guad, let's begin with that warning from the Department of Homeland Security. What more can you tell us? What are they saying?
Morgan, so this is the new bulletin with the summary of terrorism threat in the United States. These are issued throughout the year. So the new one is now mentioning these attacks that we have seen around the country. This is just a day after DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas was here at Robb Elementary. He made his way, brought flowers. He walked around this memorial that has been created outside of the school. Briefly spoke to State Senator Gutierrez here as well. And just to read you a small part of this terrorism bulletin, it says several recent violent attacks by lone offenders against minority communities, schools, houses of worship, and mass transit have demonstrated the dynamic and complex nature of the threat environment facing the United States. It also talks about what DHS is doing to try and prevent more of these tragic shootings from happening and how agencies are working together. But it's there. It's being issued as a threat of terrorism here in the United States. Morgan.
Thanks for watching our...
Everybody except for white men is under attack. No more podcasts till the new year, guys. First of all, this is the last podcast till New Year's. Big time. Big time. Don't even fucking think about being in the chat like, oh no. I mean, come on. When's New Year's? When's New Year's, people? Can we look at the calendar? Am I going to dox myself somehow by doing this? No, we're all right. Okay. So today is the 26th. It's Kwanzaa! Let's Kwanzaa it. Kwanzaa stream. Yeah, so, I mean, dude. Basically, there's no podcast on Friday. That gives me one day off. That gives me one extra day off. So, no podcast this Friday, guys. Monday's the 2nd. It's not like I'm going to take a long break. I'm just out of it, dude. I'm just shot. I got nothing. Christmas feels like a trap for me. Now I'm starting to fucking, yeah. I think I just realized I need to not do Christmas with my family ever again. I think I'm in the process of realizing I need to never, ever spend Christmas with my family ever again. It's a mistake. It's an attack. It's a setup. It's a betrayal. I don't think we're allowed to watch Vice. I've always had this feeling that I'm not allowed to watch them. Vortex. on the power grid in Washington. Wow. You knew a guy you thought was a Chad. He was always talking about all the girls he got with. Then I met some of the girls, and they were all below level 5. Real! And some were mentally ill. Real! I've kind of always made a point to dodge Vice. Like, I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, no,
Welcome
no. Nope. I did not mean to click on you, buddy. Sorry. I hope you're all right. Let's just let it out, baby. Let's just let it out. Let's do, you know what, podcast? Let's, breathing exercise. 4 calming breath, and let's find a short one. Like 4 to 20 minutes. Let's breathe it out, gang. Relieve stress and anxiety with simple breathing techniques. Oh, this is the girl I stretched with. Should we Wim Hof it? I'd be down to Wim Hof it, honestly. 5-minute deep breathing exercise. Here, let's do this. 5-minute deep breathing exercise. All right. This is a special kind of podcast that you won't ever see again, so enjoy it. This is from an accredited hospital.
Deep breathing techniques allow you to achieve a state of relaxation quickly. The goal is to focus on your breathing, both as a way to distract from emotional and physical discomfort, and as a way to relax your body.
All right, chuds. We all just had a chuddy fucking holiday. You're probably traumatized. I know I am. Let's breathe it out, boys.
For those experiencing ongoing pain or anxiety, it is best to practice some form of relaxation daily.
Let's
To
go!
help reduce the overall level of arousal and to better control your level of distress.
My arousal! No more arousal.
First, it is important to ensure that you are taking nice deep breaths. We will begin with abdominal breathing. So please start by placing a hand on your abdomen below your rib cage. Breathe in slowly through your nose and send the air as low as you can into your abdomen. You can breathe out slowly through your mouth or nose depending on which is more comfortable. You should feel your hand rise with your in-breath and lower with your out-breath. The key to relaxation is to have a long, slow, and steady pattern to your breathing. If you can, count to 4 as you breathe in and count to 5 as you breathe out. This will ensure that your breath is slightly longer on the out-breath than it is on the in-breath and will help you to relax even more. Go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths now. I will walk you through them. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you begin to get lightheaded at any time, just simply take a break and breathe normally for a few breaths, and you can then resume the deep breathing. Practice this technique to find the ideal number of breaths for you. Some may need to reduce the count, and some may need to increase the count. Either is fine as long as you are breathing in slowly in a steady pattern. Go ahead and take a couple more deep breaths now.
The cringe! Oh my gosh, yesterday was so cringe. And then today's the after cringe, dude. You know how they say, like, if somebody strangles you, you can, like, die a day later? I feel like yesterday was like getting strangled, And now it's like, oh, fuck, I'm dying a day later. Yesterday is when the cringe happened, but I'm feeling it today, man. The after cringe.
We are going to shift to what we call calm breathing. This is another technique that can allow you to relax quickly. It is adapted from yoga practice and can bring you
Evil! But let's do it anyway. Well, that didn't sound good, but we'll be fine.
to a very deep state of relaxation. First, listen to the instructions, and then we will have an opportunity to practice.
Let's instruct
Keep your
it.
hand on your abdomen and begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose for a count of 5. You will pause and hold your breath for a count of 5, and then exhale slowly through your mouth or nose for a count of 5. We will do this twice, and then you can return to breathing normally for 2 or 3 breaths before trying again. Let's try this technique together now. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That looks like Kodiak.
hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4,
It was like taking hits of oxygen.
and now take 2 to 3 normal breaths before trying this technique again.
Smoke that oxygen, baby.
Let's try it together again.
Here we go.
Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Use these breathing techniques to help you manage pain or anxiety at any time. And remember, regular practice will allow you to better
Thank you,
manage
sweetie.
the overall level of discomfort.
Oh, I'm the only comment. Well, let's leave a comment. This deserves some comments. Thanks, sweetie. Thanks, sweetie. What, we blow a kiss emoji? There we go. Kissy face. Thanks, sweetie. Well, how's that for a podcast? How's this for a podcast? Yeah, this is what I was saying. I wanted to take the rest of the year off, guys. This is like In Between Worlds podcast. We're in between worlds. Like, it's like, yikes. I guess you should have just not did a podcast, but we're doing it, and this is what it looks like. And something tells me it's going to be over soon. Let's take a look at Christian news. What's up with Christian news? I'm even starting to get tempted to look at Catholic news specifically. Yeah, the 700 Club. You see how the first results are always like some Protestant shit? Let's try it. Let's try it, gang. Catholic news. Catholic news services. Pope Francis holds Christmas Eve midnight mass from the Vatican. Midnight mass held. Vatican removes Ingram guest from priesthood. Let's take a look at this.
A well-known priest who's also served as the national co-chair of pro-life Voices for Trump has been kicked out of the priesthood by Pope Francis. The Vatican said the decision to remove Frank Pavone was due to his blasphemous social media posts, which Pavone says is regarding a 2020 Twitter post in which he referred to supporters of this GD loser Biden and his morally corrupt, America-hating, God-hating Democrat Party. Now, the shocking move on the part of the Pope is made all the more remarkable due to the allegations of sexual and financial deviancy from top Vatican officials who remain at the Vatican totally unpunished. Pavone remains defiant, however, still calling himself father and continuing to celebrate Mass since the Vatican's excommunication or communication about this. Joining me now, Father Frank Pavone, National Director of Priests for Life. Father Pavone, it's good to see you tonight. I know it's a very difficult time for you. You said you learned this from a news agency. Have you been formally notified by the Vatican?
That's right. Laura, this is actually the culmination of 21 years of abuse by church authorities to me and to my ministry, despite the fact that we help the Vatican. We help to run some of the operations.
See, guys, in my quest for finding the strongest expression of Christianity, one of the best, if not the best, is people in the Catholic Church who speak against the Vatican, anti-Vatican Catholics, anti-Pope Catholics, anti-Vatican II Catholics, real trad Caths, and yeah, it's people trying to say, oh, if you don't follow the Pope, are you even really a Catholic? But a whole new can of worms has been opened up in the last, 70 years. Some very new problems. The Catholic Church has been around for a very long time, tracing back to Christ on earth. So, 50 years of problems, 70 years of problems, that is not enough to throw the faith away, baby. Pope speaking out against, or fathers, bishops, Bishop Vigano. It's always cool to listen to Vigano. Maybe we'll pull up some Vigano after this. That's the movement, brothers. That's where I'm thinking. And then, based Orthodox bros. I support the based Orthodox bros, but it's kind of where I'm rocking lately. I'm just going with my gut here. I watched the Oscar Romero movie last night. Romero. Pretty powerful stuff.
Out of the Pope's mission to the United Nations. We help the Secretariat of State with international pro-life issues. We run the largest ministry for healing after abortion, for which Pope Francis has personally encouraged me to keep going on it. We do all kinds of other pro-life work with which many of our viewers are familiar. Why are they doing this? A lot of it obviously is connected with the cancel culture that comes against supporters of President Trump and critics of the Democrat Party. And we're only going to get louder about that. We're not going to be silenced. This is an effort. This is not just an effort to silence me, but to so many of us. People are losing their jobs, as you know, because they stand for their conservative values. They stand up for their conscience. And so they're trying to do the same within the church to priests like me. It's not going to work. The social media post is just an excuse. They've given me 21 years of excuses. It's always shifting sands. Yeah. It's always changing goalposts, as you can well appreciate.
Let me ask one question, Father Pavone. I know your work, and you've done such amazing work over the years. But were you asked at one point to become a parish priest and you declined? Did that actually occur?
Oh, absolutely. That's how this started. The reason I say 21 years is that in 2001, Cardinal Egan, after I had led Priests for Life for 8 years and also served at the Vatican for 2 of those years in the pro-life office under John Paul II, he said, oh, I want you to go do parish work. Well, there was an uproar from the people. There wasn't only an objection from me. His office got inundated. And Priests for Life at that time was only a fraction of the size that we are now. And people said, why can't a priest devote himself full-time to defending the unborn and ending abortion? I'm convinced that's part of my vocation. My vocation is to be a priest and to be a full-time pro-life leader, and I don't intend to walk away.
But as a priest, but as a priest, Father Pavone, you have to go where the church tells you to go, correct? I mean, I know a lot of priests who didn't want to change parishes, but they were told you have to go to, an inner city parish. But we don't want to get into all the minutiae because it's confusing. I got to ask you one other question, though, because you say you want to appeal this, but they say there is no appeal process for what just happened. So what do you do?
If the Pope signs off on something, what they mean is there's nobody in the church above the Pope. We all understand that. But that doesn't mean there's no way to change this. The Pope himself can reverse it. The next pope can reverse it. And the people, and I'm appealing to the people of God to continue working with us and show the support for this work of saving lives and healing hearts. If the pope closes the door on me, Laura, I'm going to be right there on the other side of that door waiting for it to open again. I'm not going to a different church. I'm a loyal Catholic. I'm a loyal priest. And this is not going to last, because this is against all of us. And it's a cancel culture in the church. It's got to be exposed, and it's got to be resisted.
No, it is. And meanwhile, Father James Martin, he gets, meetings with the Pope, and he obviously is a fairly radical guy out there, and no problem there. Father, right. We appreciate you, and we're going to be following this story very closely. Thank you so much.
The church is the believers, my friends. So when the Catholic tradition is saying that the flames of hell will never overcome the church, the people are the church, and they have not been overcome. Oh, really? What do you think, guys? You want to smear some people? Let's smear some people. Who dares disturb my slumber? Let's get loud. Let's get loud. That's what popped in my head when he said that. We're going to be getting loud. All right. It looks like nobody's going to get smeared just yet. But if you clip my stuff, yeah, you see here's some. I'm allowing these things to exist. Take note of that. Reformed Stoic Freestyles Wank Bank. I could just have that taken down if I wanted to. I am allowing it to exist. Be aware, my friends, I'm taking you behind the curtain of the eye in the sky that watches over all of my clip channels and allows you to exist. YouTube is ushering in a new era, my friends. Trying to help out content creators, protecting us from grifters. Be afraid. Spear! Why would the church appoint a literal pope who says we evolved from monkeys? The papacy has failed. The papacy is a failure. Vatican I was a mistake. Vatican II is a mistake. It's interesting to look into the third prophecy of the Catholic Church. They talk about the Great Rebellion within the church. Let's take a look at Vigano. Vigano, and then we out. Let's take a Vigano pill. What do you guys think about a chill stream tonight? You guys want to watch me make a steak and make a potato in my air fryer? Let's go. Archbishop Carlo Vigano gives the world warning. Based warning. Based bishop alert. This guy's based. Take a seat. Check out what it means to be based. He can be kind of hard to understand sometimes, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Let's hear the message for the world. Is this it? Is it just going to do this? Can we... Here we go.
Dear friends, for 2 years now, we have been witnessing a global coup d'etat in which a financial and ideological elite has succeeded in seizing control of part of the national government, public and private institutions, the media, the judiciary, politicians and religious leaders. All of these, without distinction, have become enslaved to these new masters who ensure power, money and social affirmation to their accomplices. Fundamental rights, which up until yesterday were presented as inviolable, have been trampled underfoot in the name of an emergency, today a health emergency, tomorrow an ecological emergency, and after that an internet emergency. This global coup d'etat deprives citizens of any possibility of defense, since the legislative, executive, and judicial powers are complicit in the violation of law, justice, and the purpose for which they exist. It is a global coup d'etat, because this criminal attack against citizens extends to the whole world, with every very rare exception. It is a world war where the enemies are all of us, even those who unwittingly have not yet understood the significance of what is happening. It is a war fought not with weapons, but with illegitimate rules, wicked economic policies, and intolerable limitation of natural rights. Supranational organizations, financed in large measure by the conspirator of this coup d'etat, are interfering in the government of individual nations and in the lives, relationships, and health of billions of people. They are doing it for money, certainly, but even more, so in order to centralize power so as to establish a planetary dictatorship. It is the Great Reset of the World Economic Forum, the Agenda 2030 of the United Nations. It is the plan of the New World Order, in which a universal republic enslaves everyone and a religion of humanity counsels faith in Christ. In the face of this global coup d'etat, it is necessary to form an international anti-globalist alliance which gathers all those who want to oppose the dictatorship, who have no intention of becoming slaves to a faceless power, who are not willing to cancel their own identity, their own individuality, their own religious faith. If the attack is global, the defense must also be global. I call upon rulers, politicians and religious leaders, intellectuals and all people of goodwill, inviting them to unite in an alliance that launches an anti-globalist manifesto, refuting point by point the errors and deviation of this dystopia of the New World Order, and proposing concrete alternatives for a political program inspired by the common good, the moral principles of Christianity, traditional values, the protection of life and the natural family, the protection of business and work, the promotion of education and research, and respect for creation. This anti-globalist alliance will have to bring together the nations that intend to escape the infernal yoke of tyranny and affirm their own sovereignty, forming agreements of mutual collaboration with nations and people who share the principle and the common yearning for freedom, justice and goodness. It will have to denounce the crimes of the elite, identify those responsible, denounce them to international tribunals, and limit their excessive power and harmful influence. It will have to prevent the action of the lobbies, above all by fighting against the corruption of state officials and those who work in the information industry, and by freezing the capital used to destabilize the social order. In nations where the government is subservient to the elite, they will be able to establish popular resistance movements and communities of national liberation, including representatives of all sectors of society who propose a radical reform of politics inspired by the common good and firmly opposed to the neo-Malthusian project of the globalist agenda. I invite all those who want to defend a traditional Christian society to meet together in an international forum to be held as soon as possible, in which representatives of various nations come together to present a serious, concrete and clear proposal. My appeal is made to political leaders and to rulers who care about good of their citizens, leaving aside the old system of political parties and the logic imposed by a system enslaved to power and money. I call the Christian nation together from east to west, inviting head of state and the healthy forces of institutions, the economy, labor, university, healthcare and information to join a common project, disrupting the old system and putting aside the hostility that are desired by the enemies of humanity in the name of divide et impera. We do not accept our adversaries' rules because they are made precisely to prevent us from reacting and organizing an effective and incisive opposition. I call upon nations and their citizens to ally themselves under the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, the only King and Savior, the Prince of Peace. In hoc signo vinces. Let us found this anti-globalist alliance. Let us give. It is a simple and clear program. And let us free humanity from a totalitarian regime that brings together in itself the horrors of the worst dictatorships of all time. If we continue to delay, if we do not understand the threat that looms over us all, if we do not react by organizing ourselves into a firm and courageous resistance, this infernal regime that is establishing itself everywhere will not be able to be stopped. And may the Almighty God assist us and protect us.
That's about as based as it gets, boys and girls. That's about as based as it gets. In this time of global crisis, it is critical that we are not divided because of our different beliefs. We must join as one against this universal threat that could destroy our world forever. Hold on. It's going fast. Slow down. Slow down. Normal. There we go. This is not a fight about religion, politics, or opinions. This is a war on all of humanity. Please unite with all the good people worldwide. Let's stand together as one-y. The globalists want to enslave every soul on earth. Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum makes their plan crystal clear. You will own nothing, have no privacy, and be happy. Indeed, because they will own everything and steal our rights. If we remain silent, they will succeed, and it will be over, and we'll have to cope. You were, however, not born to be a slave of wicked overlords. You were born to be free. Help defend the freedom of humanity. Many people are completely oblivious to what is about to happen to them. They are blinded by the media, which is controlled by the criminal elite. It's up to us to inform our communities. Once people discover the truth, they stop complying, and the New World Order fails. Real. Really real. We will win. Yeah, I didn't realize that the CIA wore small hats, bro. Does Klaus Schwab have a small hat? I'm not even Catholic and love this godly man. May God protect him at all costs in Jesus' most holy name, the name above all others. Amen. They better check this chud. Thing is I'm not really a Catholic either, guys, but when I do go back to church, if I ever do, I think I'm going to Mass, boys. It's going to be a big moment when I take communion again, when I take part in the Eucharist again. Okay, guys, I got a steak that's been sitting on the counter, so we're going to wrap this up. Clearly, this was a variety stream, a variety podcast. It was special. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. No more podcasts until the new year, which basically means we're just missing this Friday. I'm taking Friday off. God bless you, my friends. I will go live for a chill stream, and we'll make a steak, and we'll fire up the air fryer.